Well, shaking folks, back with another reaction, back with some more Prince. Once again, shout out to the two benefactors of the Prince deep dive, both Chris and Stan. Appreciate you massively. And the next tune, as we get into the latter stages of this 80s compilation, is called Strange Relationship. It is, it's a very straightforward phrase, so I don't know in advance what makes it strange. Obviously, strange is a matter of perception and it relates to what is seen as normal or within the normal range. Ultimately, it could be a relationship that is very unconventional. Perhaps it could be unconventional emotionally, maybe it could be unconventional in practice. All sorts of questions arise from a very clear but also very general phrase like strange relationship. It's another one that makes me wonder whether we might hear multiple characters from Prince, and if that's the case, it makes me wonder whether we'll hear a female style voice, which I say that way because it seemed like there was some disagreement as to the nature of the characters being portrayed and whether it was him being a man the whole time or whether he was playing a woman in connection to a man. So yeah, we'll see what goes on here and what it sounds like as I listen to it. So this is Prince. The tune is Strange Relationship, and it's included in a compilation of 80s Prince tracks made available by a friend of the channel, Chris. Or at least it would be if I had my speakers on. And now we electromechanical synth work too. Back to the hand drums. That's one where I'd like the track to peter out naturally, so to speak, rather than fading, because it felt like it was just about doing that, but it was also like killing the gain. So again, I suppose it will just always relate to my general attitude about fade outs, even if I've come to be a little more accepting of certain types of fade out endings. Either way, yeah, a cool tune, and one that, again, it felt like it more straight away from the perspective of one character, but one character who perhaps is conflicted about how he feels about this other person who he seems to be in a position of greater power in relation to. It sounds like an asymmetrical relationship, and that in a way he's almost like toying with this other person's emotions, but he really doesn't want her to be sad, so he's, it's a complicated relationship. It's a strange relationship, but it sounds very physical. It sounds like, going to boundaries or to like types of intimacy that the other person might not have found themselves without it, and that they maybe enjoyed it, but also that it leaves them feeling less than fully fulfilled if the narrator is not completely committing to the relationship, is only giving them a bit of the physicality, a bit of the emotional connection. So yeah, like I said, it felt like it was from the perspective of one character, even though we did get vocal deliveries seemingly in some different like registers or levels. Obviously very layered vocals, fantastic. A couple of them, sort of doing that, end of the line, not even vibrato. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but there's like they sort of will like manipulate like a note. Like it'll sound like they're gliding between the notes rather than just like vibrating per se. So a number of those where he'd like do it and then he'd like do it at like a lower register right after. So I thought that was very cool. So yeah, very funky tunes, some bass licks in there that were really great. Again, the percussive sonics, like just the beat of the tune, like really had some oomph to it, which, someone who listens to a lot of techno and electronic types of music, where the difference between, the subtle variations between one kick drum or another can make a big difference. And as someone who's been lucky enough to, see behind the curtain the way that some notable producers work, picking the right kick drum, picking the right snare, the right, hi-hat, it can make a big difference, even though the differences between the particular drums being explored or considered will seem minute. So yeah, it is, I think, a really great beat configuration for the track, and I like the way that it leads into the track proper and leads out of the track proper with those, bongos or some other form of hand drum. It sort of gave it a like cool tribal feel, sitar out of the gate. I almost forgot about that. So yeah, I always wonder when people are playing sitar, it's like, is it Ravi Shankar? Like, has he played sitar for everybody seemingly? But presumably it's Prince. I don't know. It feels like that's maybe someone, or maybe a thing that he would get a guest performer on, but I don't put it past Prince to, be able to play that instrument. It seems like he was not only, multifaceted talent in terms of, writing and singing and performing, but also, multi-instrumental talent. So, yeah, let me know about that detail, because I am curious. Other than that, as I said, we're moving into the latter stages. I'm trying to remember how many tunes we have left. I think just 2 or 3, right? Oh no, I'm wrong. 4 left. So, moving into the latter stages, but still a few to go. The next time we come back, it'll be Stesia, in the full 12-inch version. So looking forward to that. Oh, and it does show here in the metadata. So the track we just listened to and If I Was Your Girlfriend both come from a 1987 release, which is called, if I can scan this over, which is called Sign of the Times. So I assume that's an album, maybe it's an EP, but yeah, my assumption would be it's an album. Either way, it's from 1987, as was the last tune. So yeah, cool stuff. Once again, shout out to Chris and Stan. Do let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.